everybody. Good, technically afternoon. Good afternoon. Jangle Cat at Sunrise, Morgan, Rose, Mary, Welsh, Pixie, Khalifi, Angelica, Lilithly, hello, Duna Baby, Mary, Raina, Lauren, hello, Judith, hello, I think I saw Mick, Feet, hello. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. DX, lovely to see you. How are you today? I hope you had a fabulous weekend. Marceline, hello. Ella, hello. AC, hello. Happy Sunday. Sunday. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on where you are on this beautiful planet. Thank you so much for joining me for yet another ad hoc live stream. Happy Easter Monday for those of you on this side of the planet. Happy Easter Sunday for those of you on the other side of the planet. And I hope you all had a fabulous weekend, whether or not you're celebrating. Please enjoy an itty-bitty, teeny-weeny piece of chocolate to teeny. Thank you so much for being here. Today, well... there's really not that much to catch up on. I felt kind of bad thinking that I was going to end up taking like 4 or 5 days off the internet, but it turns out that nothing really happened. It's great. Well, not nothing happened, but I don't know, where do we even catch up? Foodie deleted a whole heap of content and seemingly is just offline, just across the board. Still unsure whether or not it's actually like a 7-day ban/strike. She's familiar with those. Unsure whether or not it's that. But it is strange that... because she was pushing that Phasmophobia gameplay stuff over on Twitch. It is just weird that if she were banned from putting out anything on YouTube, why she wouldn't use either the couples channel. Well, I guess that could get her in trouble as well. Or the Twitch, at least, or something. She's just gone missing. Poof, gone. Ruthie, thank you for the super chat. Lovely. Ruthie says, Ayla might get a tornado tomorrow. Oh no, stay safe, everyone. Everyone stay safe. Oh, that's terrible. I hope she's okay. But she's been putting out some boring content as well, to be fair. So a tornado would really spice things up. Not that I hope there's any damage or anything like that, but it would be like an interesting talking point if nothing else, because Emmy has put out 2 pieces of content that we haven't covered, and there's really good reason for it, because they are dull. They are dull. They are so dull. My life, she's in the 480s now. Girl, she's down 83 pounds or 85 pounds from her last recorded highest. I don't know. It just doesn't hold the same gravitas as 89 lbs, but we'll celebrate when we get there. Savitri, thank you for being here for 32 months, my friend. Lovely to see you. Hope you're having a great weekend. Savitri says, Happy Easter, everyone. Happy Easter, mate. Thanks for being here. And DX, I did see you. So UK versus the world. How do we feel? Okay. All right. Let's break it down. Before we get it... by the way, to spoilers chat, today we're watching Mr. Cardigan's second episode entitled The Shattered Reality of Foodie Beauty, Episode 2. Very creative. We're going to be watching that together. I know that we didn't finish episode 1, but that's okay. There was about 20 minutes left in it. And I thought, why not just do like a full coverage of episode 2 and then maybe drop... because I was going to watch like the rest of episode 1 and then catch up with Glitter and Lasers, because she put out a piece about going for a run and like... I do not understand a healthcare professional who's telling you, yeah, no, joint pain, 4 out of 10 is manageable. You can push through it. No, there's no, not push, no, don't, no. Pushing through joint pain is a one-way ticket to damage, injury. No. Terrible advice. Anyway, we were going to do that, and then I was like, oh no, Mr. Snowflake put out that thing the other day, and I've already watched it, like, at least once the way through. Listened to it probably a second time. Why not do it on stream? So we're going to do that. Back to UK versus the world. I think they're all winners, baby. That's what I think. I was very proud of Hanaconda. I thought Hannah was possibly one of the best representatives of Down Under when it came to, like, just having fun, just being professional and polished and funny and joyful, and like that. I was pretty concerned when Hannah went up against Marina for Anastasia, because I was just like, Marina looks Anastasia dancing diva house down boots. And then I realized the power of Hanaconda is the pull of the spotlight, because I noticed it when she was doing the dancing challenge with Marina as well. Like, they very much held their own, and then when they lip synced to that, I was just like, oh, Hanaconda is an amazing performer on the stage. Not taking anything away from Marina, but like, depending on the song, And I definitely think that Hannah lent into the main character energy of the song and just really had it down. And unfortunately, that meant that Marina kind of fell a little bit to the background. I was watching it with people and was like, oh no, Marina's kind of coming across as a backup dancer in this edit, and that's not great. That's not great. She was incredible. But yeah, I think the big sunglasses and the microphone and the big hair really helped out Anaconda, not Anaconda, that's the snake. The LGD and Tia Coffee lip sync I think was really naff. I appreciate LGD for fashion and looks, but stage presence wasn't really there. And then the Tia Coffee versus Anaconda, it simply came down to I wanted Hannah to win. So, but she didn't, and that's okay. Tia Coffee won. It's fine. Anyway, that's enough about Drag Race. We're going to be watching Mr. Cardigan, as I mentioned. So hi, my name's Zach. Lovely to meet you if you're new, and thank you very much for returning. If you are coming back, I'm not a mental or physical healthcare professional, just a guy who lost some weight, talks about things on the internet, and watches way too much of too many people. I'm also not here to bully, shame, hate, harass, or humiliate, just here to talk about the produced and monetized content that we see here on this platform, because it's all about what? Choices about what we say, choices about what we put on the internet, choices. Yeah. Anyway, how's everyone's weekend? You guys good? Pretty dresses. On Drag Race? There's plenty. There's so many. Alright, let's get started. Everybody, get yourself a beverage, get yourself a snack, maybe some leftover chocolate from either this morning or yesterday, if there is any leftover, because we are queens of moderation. And let's go.
Hi everybody, and welcome to episode 2.
He came back, everyone.
Episode 1, I quite liked. Started off nice and silly, got a bit more serious as we went on. I didn't think there was anything in there that would make Foodie rage.
Ooh.
I was wrong.
I'm going to speed this up just because I'm so used to... That's subtitles every single time. I'm so used to listening to things at slightly sped up speed. Like, one-time speed doesn't make sense in my brain.
You're talking about things that happened literally 20 years ago.
Oh, shout out to Milk Tea.
As you also do frequently.
Off of the haters and off of the same 2 women with eating disorders. What about that? Hello, Amanda.
Oh, it's me. Oh, this is awkward. We're wearing the same thing. Also not here for the whataboutisms. I don't care.
So here's the thing.
Don't care.
Everyone is saying that
That's very awkward.
Mr. Cardigan's fair. He does really good
harsh.
research.
Oh.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Research. Mr. Cardigan. Oh, how will he recover?
First of all, Mr. Cardigan. Mr. Cardigan. Did you like that? Mr. Cardigan is a much better name than Mr. Snowflake.
It is.
I should have went with that, but it's a bit too late to change it now.
Creative genius
Who
Chantal
would get
Marie
to
out
100,000 subs and then
here.
change
Not actually out here at the moment because we don't know where she is.
the name?
Twice.
That's a bit silly. All I did...
Oh, what is the story with the plaque? We didn't hear any updates about that, did we? She getting a real one? Or is this just another fake?
I
Alleged fake.
thought was show people stuff she's already said and stuff she's already done. I didn't add anything new. I didn't create a computer-generated foodie.
Rude.
With all her clips. So really, she should be angry at herself, not me. But if episode 1, which I thought was quite tame, if she didn't like episode 1, I think this episode might kill her.
A banger every time. It's not loud enough. Ooh, I'm at full. There we go, that's better. And now I'm loud. Very good. Professional YouTuber. Ooh, Starglow, you think she's in Canada? I hope she's in Canada. Kuwait storyline was just naff. It was terrible. That one girl, I did know she had a tattoo that said fries, yes. Sped up, it's a bop. I mean, at regular speed, it's a bop, but it's a bop. And the thing is, I'm not necessarily on board with something terrible happening to her in Kuwait because I feel like Poopy would have come online. And not necessarily like in video format or something, but there would have been a community post, there would have been something. The other edge of that sword, I guess, is like is it just a break? Because I feel like there was a break previously, but that was also because of a strike. Is it just a break to like potentially rile up intrigue and interest for being away for a week, when we all know that it's probably just a strike and Chantal being sick of everybody? High hippie stuff. Dramatic. I unfortunately didn't get to watch the premiere of this. I feel like that would have been a fun time. Oh, is she actively deleting videos, Sadie? Interesting. Which one? Oh, okay.
So this will be
He's got a date on it. It's fine.
like 3 years that I'm on YouTube. And it's just been, wow.
Ooh, can I spot this? Is this okay. This is like my era, right? This is definitely 2000 through now, like 4 years, Jesus. That's a shock to the system. 2000 was 2019, 2020, 2000. Wake up, Zach. 2019, 2020 was definitely my ooh, that's in the memory banks. Like, that is hard up in there. This is the hotel where Foodie went to on New Year's Eve, right? Was it New Year's Eve? And she was like, no, I'm just going alone. And then Pete's is in the second bed. Yeah. Really, we should have seen the breakup with BB coming.
I hope that
Oh, she's active technically? Aha! Interesting.
this year going forward will be even better than the last.
Interesting. Last comment was approved a couple of hours ago. It's all intentional. Yeah, fair.
And I hope that
Maybe she actually scratched around in her back end and looked at her analytics and said, you know what, I've made enough for March. I'm gonna come back swinging in April.
I can make some changes that are beneficial to my life and health. And I say that every year, but you know what? Maybe one of these days it will just click. Maybe it will really happen.
In our first episode, we saw Foodie tell us all sorts of things. She told us how she tried to convince her own mother she was about to end her own life. Yeah. She wasn't really going to, that was a lie. She told us how she was going to call Child Protective Services on a woman just because this woman dared speak out against her. She wasn't really going to, another lie. We saw
See, but the thing is, it is very sad, and especially that second one. But Foodie's made some choices on the internet which have all impacted the audience's perception of her, which is, as I like to say, worst case scenario. Like, what is the worst thing Foodie could do or that could happen in this situation? And it's probably going to happen. The one I've been most wrong about was Kuwait, because I was very concerned for Foodie's just flagrant disregard when it came to meeting a stranger on the internet, getting married after 3 weeks, and whatever. But we're still playing out that one, so we'll see what the outcome is.
Foodie blame everything bad that happened to her on fat phobia. Definitely not true. And we also saw Foodie extremely upset after being dumped by BB. But at least she had the support of her fans.
And I know a lot of you
Oh, that's right. The tourist renewal is also coming up. Because she can get that early, though, right? It doesn't have to be, like, the exact week. Like, if she left at the end of March and then went back in April, ooh, her sciatica is really going to play up.
messaged me and reached out, and I thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I have not...
Kat, she went to Thailand to renew her tourist visa at one point, but that was a 6-week exercise, so I'm not really sure.
You have messaged me and reached out, and I thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I have not replied to any yet.
Not everybody was supporting Foodie, of course. She's done enough things by now to turn a lot of her audience against her. Some of Foodie's audience disliked her so much that they would say things just to get...
Also, I forgot to mention, I know I'm also on Top Chat. Sorry. Make sure you're on live chat. That's the first thing. Chat, if you haven't gone to watch this with Mr. Snowflake directly, I highly recommend it. Highly recommend. Give a click, give a like, tell him I sent you. I'm sure all of you have already watched it, but you know, it takes a village
to react.
And BB, I know I shouldn't entertain this stupidity because it really is just so stupid and juvenile, but Did he get his green card? 1, we're in Canada, so there's no green card. Number 2, he has his residency. He doesn't need me. We're not married. So no, we would have to be married for him to get anything. So
Is that gravy? I think that's gravy. Ma'am, is that gravy?
maybe educate yourself.
Classic.
One thing
Classic Foodie.
I kept seeing when I was researching this woman was that her dad was also her uncle, or funkle, as people kept putting it.
That's my dad holding me. That's my grandpa. That's my dad.
I assume
This is such nonsense.
this isn't true. I assume. But people would say it just to get a rise out of it, and she would bite every time.
I mean, that's the history of Foodie, is that she will bite at any opportunity, and it's kind of... It started in... I don't want to say innocence at all, but it started in ignorance, where Foodie didn't... I feel like Foodie didn't acknowledge or understand, like, the trollish nature of YouTube and the way that that can go. But, like, after years of engaging with that, it's all entirely on purpose now.
Imagine Foodie biting. Beauty bite. Anyway, Foodie being dumped by BB. What was she supposed to do now? Well, she could, and would, move in with Jimmy Bunker, look-alike, and the better looking of the two, Pete's.
Poor Jimmy.
Hey, don't encroach your arm on my side.
But most of this is...
He did say Funkle. Angelica, thank you for being here for 17 months. Angelica says, thank you for streaming so we can watch together. Oh, my pleasure. But like I said, I highly recommend. Click the link in the description. Go send some love to Mr. Snowflake. I know that everybody's likely already seen this and I'm very late to the party. But, you know, support your content creators.
Your side
I'm hangry.
is okay.
What is...
Okay.
What is this? Ew, what is this?
Be patient, Belly. Be
Oh, not the gut padding. Ugh.
patient.
Pete's over there.
Take it back.
But most of this is your side
I'm hangry.
is okay.
Oh, don't... No.
Be patient, Belly. Be patient.
No touch. No touch. Oh my goodness. Oh, the luxury villa. This is nostalgia, mama.
Pete's over
This is when we first moved in.
there. He's very, very tired from lugging in boxes. Hey guys, hey, how are you? Before we eat, oh, you can dig in.
What, are we supposed to say grace?
Do you like your house I made for you?
Sorry. Ma'am, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It looks like you've got about 8 spring rolls on your plate there. Oh, I'm now triggered remembering how Pete's used to eat with cutlery. Oh no. Bad memories are coming back.
Oh, you can dig in.
What, are we supposed to
I miss the villa as well, pretty.
say grace?
Do you like your house I made for you?
You made?
Yes, I cut out the door and the window, didn't I?
Oh my god, putting chat. If you haven't seen, hey Deb, if you haven't seen the stream where Pete's and Chantel try to put that baker's rack together, for long story short, they ordered a baker's rack / like tea station / microwave station or whatever, and it was really nice. It just came as a flat pack, and I feel like it sat in its box in the luxury villa for like 3 months. Very similar to Julia's vaccinations, I would consistently metaphorically ask the stream, when are we putting the baker's rack together? And eventually they decided to put the baker's rack together. And they... If you appreciate physical comedy, it is incredible watching Pete try to use a drill with no battery charge to screw things together. Like comedy gold.
No, I did
It's so good.
that.
It was nice to see Foodie alongside Pete. We'd already had about 4 years
I feel like if you go to my channel page and type in Baker's Rack, I feel like that would probably be the reaction.
of just listening to Foodie's interesting stories while she stuffed her face. So it was about time we got a fresh face. And Pete's was definitely a fresh face.
Hi guys, welcome back. Welcome to the video you've all been waiting for.
Honestly, side characters are a necessity. They are.
Oh, it is smooth. Did you use shaving cream?
Oh yeah.
I did wash my hands. Oh.
Lies. Lies.
Just, you know,
Having Pete's as a secondary character in her videos didn't just mean she had a
Oh lord, I hated this Bowie shirt.
mukbang buddy.
Oh, fashions. This, in all honesty, I feel like the luxury villa were the best of times. Even pre-Old Mate stuff, we were getting fashion hauls, we were getting regular mukbangs, we got time warps in the luxury villa, we had Pete's as a side character, we weren't yet into the realm of like 6 to 8 hour live streams. It was still like content every other day, and still getting kind of like weird gross story times, terrible mouth sounds, mukbangs, but then you'd also get some effort with some like cooking stuff and some fashion hauls and all of that stuff. Which was, it felt so much... Like, I've got a lot of nostalgia for it, but it also feels more real, you know?
It meant she could do more fun, creative videos for our audience.
Oh my god, BB Hi! You just missed out on our conversation of UK versus the World Season 2. Please feel free to share your thoughts and feelings.
hey Ramona, what's up, girl?
My God,
No, AC, she wasn't hitting the wheelchairs in this era. That kind of got a lot heavier and more consistent in use when Old Mate started.
freaking out. Here, a prison bus crashed while passing through our
Carrot Butts, hello.
town. There were no survivors, but the body of serial killer Smiling Pete was never found. I'm totally freaking out. They're telling everybody to lock their
These ridiculous little horror shorts.
doors and stay inside. Be careful, girl.
Good riddance.
Barely in the frame. Good job, Pete.
I love anything creative, so even though I wasn't a fan of Foodie at this stage,
Oh, the drug timeline? Oh, I see. There's... Yeah, I definitely think she wasn't nearly as... we saw her, like, on thousands of milligrams of THC regularly towards the end of the Villa era. Like, yeah.
still loved seeing
There was
the
definitely a lot less of that at the start.
creative little short films rather than just seeing her stuff her face.
I just love going
Oh my god, Annie, hi! Oh, I'm so sorry you have to be up early. I'm so sorry. Happy Sunday, though. I hope you got chocolate.
for drives. Especially when
Good to see you.
it starts getting dark out. You never know what you're going to see. Don't you think so, Ramona?
I still think this is a bad idea, girl. What if the car breaks down and we get eaten by like a pack of wolves or something?
These don't exist anymore, do they? They might be privated and they're obviously on archives across the internet, but these don't exist on Foodie's channel anymore, do they?
Ramona? Ramona?
Different time, different person.
Ramona! Oh my god! Oh my god! Ramona! Ah!
What happened to the arm? Where did that latex arm go? Probably with the chair. Bin.
Foodie may have been in a new apartment, but she was still the same old Foodie.
My health is crap. I'm sure you're all aware of that. So about 5 days ago or so, I noticed a little painful lump developing
Stop. Leaky fupa.
on my fupa.
The packed fupa.
The thing on my fupa started leaking.
Mr. Snowflake, if you ever watch this and you want a very detailed, definitive description of what exactly was happening with the fupa, let's just educate. So, this story happened. I don't know if he gets to it, but this story happened. She has a painful lump on the fupa, and it turns out it was an abscess, right? Abscess? Cyst. One of them. So, a boil on the fupa. Boil? Anyway, so she had to go, I think she went to ER to get it lanced/drained, but then she needed to have it packed. And I think a nurse did it one time, and then she had to convince Pete's to help her pack her fupa boil. No, fupa boil sounds right. Yeah. Yeah, anyway, long story short, she did have a drippy fupa boil for a time. And I can't imagine that would have smelled good. But same. Ruthie, thank you for the super chat. Ruthie says, thoughts and prayers for the kitchen chair. That kitchen chair had an early retirement. I hope it's enjoying its twilight years.
So it was leaking this bloody, gross fluid that smelled bad.
Yeah.
So moving
Yep.
forward, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be focusing on clean eating.
But the crazy thing was that Pete's was the one who had to pack it.
Really want to see what life is going to be like for me on the healthy side of things, because
Iconic.
if I keep going with all of these health issues, I won't be here for much longer.
I remember reacting to that video, and
The healthy side of
I remember specifically going to buy a purple gym ball, a purple yoga ball, and fishnet stockings to do that reaction. Better times. Who is working out in fishnets? We had such fun. We had such fun. What a fit. Put mascara on to do this workout with Foodie. It was a good time.
things, because if I keep going with all of these health issues, I won't be here for much longer.
Can I try the Korean barbecue cheeseburger with one patty?
It is ridiculous that...
Look, you really got to make it fun. And I think that's certainly an element that's missing in modern Foodie content. Like, there's not... Like, she's not having fun. Like, no one else is having fun. I mean, there's a certain entertainment in watching a miserable person create content, I suppose, but, like... There's not, like, not to say there's nothing to laugh at. There is often things to laugh at, but it's just getting sad. Getting sad.
Overweight person is told what to do.
Kat, yes, I did film it. It was a video, not a live stream, I think.
Or what they can and cannot
Hey, Volta.
eat. I've turned comments off again. I'm keeping comments off. I don't know. I hope for a long time, because honestly, I'm so much happier when I don't have to listen to it. When I don't have to hear people judging me for what I eat just because I'm fat.
Despite having done this foodie cycle many times by this point, she still hadn't learned to stop sharing her journey because she was only going to fail immediately. So
And the thing is, Foodie could have shared her journey and failed immediately, and it would have been fine. Her issue was she was too lazy to do that, and we see that in the modern era. Because she doesn't give a hoot what anyone has to say about her. Now and then she'll get a little bit mad when someone touches a nerve at being a little too close to the truth. See, milk tea quite often. But yeah, I mean, that was all of that conversation is essentially a lie, because Foodie doesn't really care about what anyone has to say about her, at least now.
she was more than happy to
It's just fucking lazy.
listen to the comments saying, "Well done, you've got this, you look great dancing." I've thrown myself now. But as soon as people started calling her out for eating crap, literally, sometimes, a video after she'd been crying about how she's killing herself, she didn't want to know anymore. I don't know how she expected anybody to be invested in a journey and a channel if she just kept failing.
I don't think she ever expected anyone to be invested. I think she expected to be bombastic and ridiculous and to pull focus and attention, because that's what she loves. She loves attention, positive or negative. She can't get enough.
Very next day. And she would speak to them with this horrible, rude
Easy
tone.
smoke.
So I'm not saying failing journeys make her a bad person. I'm not. But I think it does make her a bad YouTuber.
I'm not a very good YouTuber.
And this Chantal cycle, it's basically the same as the Amber cycle. They're so similar. They could be sisters.
I think having watched some of Ambi's more recent stuff, I'm certainly starting to get a sense of Ambi's what's the correct term? She likes to assign blame and guilt to her audience for things that perhaps she should be responsible for. That's the nice way of saying it.
I think I did it and I made you funny. Hi. Hello?
No one asked for these.
Foodie and Pete's got along very, very well. That was
What's sister cycling?
clear for everybody to see. What was also very clear was that the pair of them, at times, lived like pigs.
Liliana, gaslighting is the correct phrase. You're right. I don't know what it is, and I could see it while I was reacting to Ambi more often, that I would just get so frustrated and like irritated by the things that she was saying, and I took a little bit of time to reflect on why that was happening. And it wasn't just because I was like, Ambi can do better. No, it was because I was actively being gaslit by by an interesting person on the internet. And as an audience member, that's wild to consider how much like manipulation is happening widespread, like tens of thousands of people watching her. And sure enough, the majority of people don't believe a goddamn word she says, but still.
Huh, I thought they'd be downstairs. They usually are.
This was a very sad point in the luxury villa where the cats were extremely neglected. Like, the carpets were filthy, their feeding areas were filthy, they were matted. Like, yeah. Oh, poor Sam. Poor Sam. April and Mojo, hello. Thank you so much for the super chat, mate. I hope you're having a great weekend. April and Mojo says, Zach, I'm eating Chinese and checked when you meant... Oh, choked. Sorry. When you mentioned fishnets and mascara. Let me tell you, thanks, mate. I hope you're having a great dinner or lunch, depending on where you are. Thank you for the support and enjoy your meal.
When Chantel's not here, they're usually both downstairs, but yeah, here they are.
See ya.
Yeah, and Foodie actively neglected her cats to be with old mate, and that's the short version of that story, which is very sad. Oh, this is quite towards the end of the luxury villa where she was away, I think with old mate, in a different city or something, and Pete's was on his live stream and decided to take us for an adventure into Foodie's bedroom. This one was a Foodie live stream of her cleaning, and we looked under... This is underneath her vanity. You can see the CPAP, pipe hose at the top there. Yeah, crazy, hey. Didn't strike her as an... Is that Evian water? Anyway, fire hazard is what we call this. Ali, thank you for being here for 21 months. I appreciate it. Ali says, funny, Foodie Beauty and ALR are so similar, but hate each other. Oh, well, they love each other when they're teaming up against people who have criticism and things to say about their content, but no, they do not like each other. I agree.
Filthy carpets, clothes, crap all over.
Yeah, bad.
Full open bins. It was absolutely minging.
Don't forget minging. Love that word. Don't forget the trash bags filled of rotting trash outside on the balcony across 2 winters. Yeah, Foodie secretly had a little balcony that came off of her bedroom. And every time she cleaned her room, she put these... She either got her mum or someone else to put, allegedly, put all of, like, the food scraps, the KFC from the drawer in the vanity that she was keeping, just all of, like, moldy shit in a bag, in a trash bag to take out. Instead of taking it downstairs, down 2 flights of stairs to the bins outside, she would just put them on the balcony outside for it, and then left it for winter. So it would freeze in winter, and then it would thaw in summer, and I can't imagine it would have smelled good. And yeah, there is my headcanon is that there were multiple bags of rotting garbage out on that balcony for at least 2 winters. Because we went out there like once or twice early on, and then never again. And it just became a tip.
And I've seen
Yeah, BB liquefied carrots.
houses before.
Lauren, thank you for being here for 27 months, mate. Lauren says, it's been a minute, but hi. Hi, how are you going? Happy weekend. I hope you had a fabulous weekend. It's good to see you. Hello.
Every time I go to Jimmy's, I see a messy house. But Foodie's
See, if I don't say theory, if I say headcanon, it's far more fun.
lack of hygiene had reached heights I've never seen before.
Ooh, old blue. That's the blue pot that was growing life inside of it.
Oh no. That's gotta go outside. It has spores.
Audience members started to show concern for the cat's well-being, but more on that in another episode, Foodie.
I think that actually happened pretty early on when they first moved into the luxury villa. People were quite concerned because BBJ was an older cat, and Foodie would often say that BBJ has arthritis or, doesn't get around too easily. And Foodie still decided that it was easier for her to just put cat food and water up on the island, not even the back counter. The cats were forced to basically parkour up to the sink and then jump across to the counter that Foodie filmed on because she was too fucking lazy to bend down and put the food and water on the floor for the cats. Which is interesting because there is a live stream out there of Foodie in the luxury villa doing like a full squat, and she's kind of balancing herself against the wall, but she does like a full squat. So her saying, oh no, it's just too hard to bend down and put the cat food and the water on the floor is a fucking lie, because there's examples of her quite easily squatting and bending down because the audience said, we bet you can't do this. And she said, yes, you can. And then everyone kind of said, well, why don't you do it for your cats instead of making your, like, elderly cat parkour across the kitchen to get to water and food, you monster.
And I know Foodie loves watching these episodes, and she likes to try and defend herself from her own videos. I don't know how she can defend this one because the apartment was minging. And it wasn't just a one-off that I'm showing you to try and catch her out. It was regularly minging.
Oh yeah, it was a tip.
And everybody thought it, not just me. Everybody watching thought your apartment
Those are the bags. Those are the bags that ended up out on the balcony for 2 seasons.
was gross. So be angry at everybody else, not just me. Be angry at...
And this was also a really interesting one because Foodie, like, no one actually thought that Foodie had done this. Foodie had thought that her mum or family or something must have, or she paid someone to come over and clean the room, because she would actively come onto live streams for 6, 7, 8 hours a day. And there was a period of time there where her audience were, like, actively trying to be like, hey, maybe you should clean your room. Why don't you do a clean with me stream? And there were these ideas of these super long streams where Foodie would take an hour or two to clean. And we did get a little bit of that every here, like, now and then. But it's so weird that she had, like, such a supportive audience even here. And now all of that's gone. It's all just evaporated like dust in the wind. It's gone.
All your audience. Sorry to throw you all under the bus, but if I'm going down, you're all coming with me.
She did call it a luxury apartment when she moved in. Yeah, that's why we call it the luxury villa. Oh, I missed a milestone? Oh, sorry, chat. Thank you. Who'd I miss? Who was it? Oh, Polter. Sorry, mate. Thanks for being here for 18 months. Polter says, been here at least 3 years. Just resending my love. Thanks, mate. Thanks for hanging out with us. I appreciate it. It's good to see you. I hope you had a lovely weekend. Hello, hello. Also, I see a chicken pickle in the chat. Hello. The chickenest of pickles. I hope you're well.
Foodie doesn't like being called out for her behaviour. She doesn't like me. She likes me cardigans. She doesn't like me. She likes Jimmy for some reason.
Hello, YouTube lover, Orange Pulp, Jimmy Bunker.
Maybe it's because he reminds her of Pete's. I don't know. But one channel around this time that Foodie started having big issues with, was Charlie Gold. Our goal, Foodie likes to give nicknames to people she doesn't like. Pulp.
And I'm still... Ah, it's me!
Syntax became Puppy Syntax.
Hi!
Michael B. Petty, Michael B. Sweaty, Mr. Snowflake, Mr. Cardigan. It's alright. For some reason, Foodie decided to call Charlie Gold Charlie Cole. She called her it in her videos and her community posts.
I'm still convinced that that is my theory hands down at all times, is that Foodie thinks it gives power over people to like force a nickname on them. And like, we all know how the Charlie Gold argument in her head went. She tried to argue it like 4 different ways, and none of them were good. All of them were absolutely terrible, and she couldn't just accept that she was being terrible. And that's Chantal in a nutshell. Mars, thank you for being here for 10 months. Lovely to see you. I hope you're well.
And it wasn't the best nickname she could have called Charlie, and I'll let Charlie explain this one.
Charlie Cole. I dare you. Because really,
About the Charlie Cole thing, a simple Google search will show you the racial undertones that are connected to that, with people of color, black people, and the term Cole. She was warned about this prior to this live stream. She was warned about it because she mentioned it in her live stream when she was ordering food with Pete's, that now people are calling her a racist.
According to Foodie though, she wasn't being racist, of course not. She had a perfectly legitimate reason for calling Charlie Gold Charlie Cole.
Sarah, thank you for being here for 34 months. Sarah says, let's go guest spot. Thanks, mate. It was funny watching this the first time and seeing my dumb face pop up. And also, there's a point in here where it's pulling from like 2 or 3 years ago, and I look like a baby. I still have the same beard, but I look so much more youthful.
she calls herself Gold.
Yeah, chicken pickle, 100%. Exactly what I was thinking as Charlie was saying it. Lord Baroque, thank you so much for being here, lovely. I hope you had a fabulous weekend, and that's very kind of you. Thank you for gifting 20 shinies to the chat. That's not at all required, but very much appreciated, mate. Thank you. Welcome or welcome back to Ruby, Coda, Anna, Hannah, Nikki, April, Chicken Pickle, Nat, hello. Was very cheeky, Lord Baroque. Boot, Mudslicker, Bev, Nicole, Red, Citizen Cardigan, what a great name. Orca, Jerry, Cherry Bomb, Delta Dawn, and UK Frostbite, hello, and Patty, hello. Hello, everybody. Very cheeky, Lord Broke. Please make sure you thank the monarch of shinies themselves, Lord Broke, for the gifts. Thank you, my friend. I hope you're having a fabulous weekend.
It's like the opposite. It's non-valuable.
Coal is lesser than gold. That's
Also, make sure you play with the fun new emojis if you're new to membership. They are very fun.
why she called her that. People told Foodie, don't call her that. Racist connotations,
Yeah.
really offensive, don't do that. So, of course, Foodie apologised straight away. No, of course she didn't. Now, this live stream...
He's got jokes. Sarah, thank you for the super chat. Oh, pin the thing. Oh my goodness, I forgot to pin the thing. Sarah, thank you for the super chat.
I'm going to show you clips of.
I'm very silly.
Prove to me that not only is Foodie not as intelligent as she thinks,
Chicken Pickle, that's a
but
good
to
one.
prove that she's on the same intelligence level as Amberlynn Reid. People have asked me plenty of times, who do I think is the stupider of the two?
Oh boy, that's a hard one. What kind of smarts are we talking here? I think that's how do you articulate that? I think that the thing with Chantal is that she can never admit that she's wrong, and she can never admit advice, guidance, criticism, correction from anyone, because she always thinks she's right, and she always thinks she's in the right, and she always thinks that she can argue her way out of every criticism, when we all know that she can't argue her way out of a paper bag. Unless it's from McDonald's, in which case we all know how that happens. Because she famously tears bags in half instead of just opening them. That's that joke explained. Yeah, I think with Foodie in particular, she's so defiant to the point of, like, even if she fully acknowledges that something she says is incorrect, she will still try to argue that it's correct because it's her correct. So if you want to say that makes her stupid, I won't disagree with you at all.
Amberlynn Reid or Foodie Beauty. And I always think of it like, bear with us, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker and Heath Ledger's Joker. Both excellent, both perfect, both different in their own ways. No one's version is better. Both perfect, just different. And it's the same.
Both ridiculous in different ways, being ambient Foodie.
With Amber and Foodie. Who's the most stupid? Neither. They're both stupid in their own separate ways, but both equally stupid. It's a good analogy, isn't it? Foodie, an analogy means, long story short, somebody sends Foodie an email pretending that it's Charlie Gold sending it. Obviously it's not. I've watched everything I can about this time. I know it's not her. Everybody knew it wasn't Charlie. Even Foodie knew it wasn't Charlie.
But it could be somebody else, like a fan, or somebody just trying to, like, perpetuate.
I don't think at any point in time Chantal actually believed that this email that she's going to talk about was from Charlie.
More of the drama. Anyway, I don't think it's her because there was a quote by Sun Tzu in it. Probably too intelligent for her. Probably.
Yeah, Foodie, the big Sun Tzu professional.
Just like.
Oh my God, Lottie! Hi, happy Monday. I hope you had a fabulous weekend, eating all the chocolates. Enjoy.
Yeah, some loser. Whoever sent this email is going down. It could be posing as her, just because they want drama because they're stupid and boring.
I think it's pretty well acknowledged that Foodie will fall for pretty much any hook, bait, or whatever. And whether or not she's doing it purposefully, I think she does it purposefully now, in the modern era. But back then, I think she just took every hook that was presented to her. Which was that episode of SpongeBob where Patrick's riding on the hooks. Yeah. Ginger Snaps, thank you for being here for 16 months, mate. Ginger says, you're helping me through an Easter food coma. Oh no! Big lunch. That's okay. You'll be alright tomorrow. And you'll have leftovers, hopefully. Thank you for being here, mate.
But even though she knew it wasn't Charlie who sent this email, she just couldn't help herself.
I knew she was a criminal. I knew it. I can tell. I'm a good judge of character. Picture her writing like this. You better watch it and she put my mom's full name. She doxed my mom, like her address and her phone number. I knew she would play dirty like that. It's only a matter of time till her true colors.
In an email directed to Foodie Beauty.
She's a piece of...
Foodie, you already said it's probably a troll. What are you doing?
Charlie Cole, I dare you. Because really, I have your threatening email. And
that you admitted to it likely not being from.
And do what you
Can't take her own advice.
gotta do, man. Like, what are you gonna do? She puts on this, like, she puts on her fucking eyeshadow.
Yeah, good judge of character is a funny joke from Foodie, considering, I don't know, every romantic partner she's had in modern era. Post-BB.
And her lip gloss. Tries to look in her friggin' wig all crooked.
Let's talk about this microaggression.
What a rude thing to say.
I have never worn a wig or extensions on my channel. Never once said I wear wigs. Is it hard for you to believe that people who look like me can grow their hair out long?
I know a criminal when I see one. You're such a dumb Charlie. You can talk about me in your video. She's like, you know, that just makes me want to do more reactions, right? Well, get ready for more strikes.
She's dumb. You've already said...
Which is funny because she's sitting on one now. That is funny. And forgive me if I'm incorrect, but currently Foodie's strike is kind of acknowledged to be based on trying to come for another reaction channel, right? I can't recall the name of the channel. The cycle continues.
Multiple times, it's not her. What's happening?
You're an idiot. And you're going down. Stop playing the race card.
Foodie also either has a terrible memory or she's just a big fat liar.
The slander comes
both
then with saying I threatened her family. If you go back and listen to that video, that's not what happened at all.
I'm sure I could find your parents. Ask my mom and see what happens. I bet you I could find your family online too. There's people who don't like you. I'm sure they'll give me information.
The threats.
So now she's threatening my family
I'm
over
sure
an email I didn't send.
She knows Charlie didn't send the email, but
Look, Chantal is extremely immature and prone to her own emotional whims, I suppose. In short, she works herself up into a tizzy, and then logic stops logicking because Chantal makes her own logic in her head, where she is right, everybody else is wrong, and she's allowed to say whatever the hell she wants because people are being mean to her. Doesn't make any sense. Summer Cats, hello, thank you for being here for 13 months. Summer Cat says, puppies intact. Woof woof. Thank you for being here, my friend. I appreciate the support. I hope you had a lovely weekend. Delulu, thank you for the super chat as well. Delulu says, what are your theories in where Cutie is? I think she probably got a ban. I think she probably got a 7-day sit down. I am curious as to why she's not on Twitch, but I think that it's probably more of Foodie actually check the numbers, because we know that's a lie. It's as if she doesn't check her numbers. She went into the analytics and saw her money for March, and she said, I'm just going to take the weekend off. Whatever, it's fine. And then she might also be out of country. So, I don't know what her coping mechanism is, though, because usually it's raging on a community tab post. So, maybe she's got an account over on Twitter or something, being mad. Who knows? And Marvin, thank you for the super chat, mate. Marvin says, why does Mrs. Snowflake think you deserve to be gone after me? I don't know. I have no idea, Marvin. I thought he was being nice. Thanks for the super chat, mate.
just can't help herself. And even though Foodie went crazy and called Charlie all these names and was awful, it turns out Foodie was the victim.
Do you guys hear the birds in the background?
In all this.
Yes, I sound annoyed because I am. I'm annoyed with this whole all this drama.
Oh, I hear crows.
Now, at first, Foodie wouldn't apologise.
Oh, cool.
I'm not going to do some teary-eyed apology like a lot of these big other YouTubers. I'm just not. Because I'm not going to apologize for something I don't think I did.
Then Pete's gave her a talking to and got her to see the light.
Basically, the comments were saying, like...
This fucking live stream... Oh, sorry, this mukbang... What's the phrase? Poor taste. The poor taste of all of this.
As a white person, I don't...
Because it is interesting, she kind of, like, rewrites this moment. When you hear her talk about it, like, much later, she says, oh, I apologized. And it's like, Pete's had to convince you that you were in the wrong. Like, not only did the entire internet audience that you have tell you, like, hey, what you said was, like, inappropriate, racially charged, and, like, problematic, maybe you should apologize. This is not a YouTuber apology. This is not, like, grey sweatpants and hoodie, like, vulnerable moment in front of the camera, which we all know to be overproduced and scripted and terrible anyway. But it's not an apology. This is legitimately, like, Pete's having to baby step her through why what she said was incorrect. And Pete's really doesn't say anything that her entire fucking audience wasn't already telling her for what I feel like was a while in between these 2 points in time.
Have a right to decide what is racially offensive to somebody of color.
Yeah, to listen to people of color. In this case, to listen to black people when they
Pete literally did the apology while Chantal was sitting there fucking eating.
say that something is offensive.
So I don't want to explain my behavior or excuse it, so I just wanted to give a sincere apology to Charlie for saying those things and to anybody
Once again, after having to be walked to that point.
whom I may have offended, anybody of color. It wasn't my intention.
Particularly any black people.
Yeah, it wasn't my intention, but that doesn't matter in this case because I offended people.
Which is interesting because that entire argument for everything that's said on the internet from Foodie that is problematic or hateful and aimed at people now is not the case. Listen.
Yeah, it wasn't my intention, but that doesn't matter in this case because
She will say that her intention is different. She will say, oh, I used this slur, but I didn't really mean to. Oh, I used this slur, but it was fine because we used it in the 90s. Whatever. Oh, I said this thing about these people. What do you mean? I don't understand. What do you mean? Well, like, that wasn't my intent, so it doesn't matter. It's interesting that we developed from this, where Pete's had to kind of walk her through why it was a bad thing, even though her audience had already done that, to where we are now with Defiant Foodie, which is, I can say whatever the hell I want. You're all taking what I say too seriously. Who are you? Who am I? You don't know me. Blah, blah, blah.
I offended people. And I just want to own my actions and learn from them.
Hi guys, I just want to say that there are a lot of accusations of me being a racist because some things I said to Charlie Gold. At the time, I called her Charlie Cole. It was impulsive. No, it wasn't. She called her... Fine, I'm good time. It was impulsive and out of extreme anger. I also threw some other insults at her as well. Low blows.
I don't think we'd ever get an apology like this in modern time.
Being totally honest, that'll make a change. I did not think of Cole in relation to her colour or race at all, and more as a word that sounded similar to gold, but was not as valuable. I am apologising, however, because on further thought, I can understand how black individuals may be offended by this, and for that I truly apologise. That was not my intention at all. I did send Charlie a private message apologising for the insults, as I consider them to be a low blow, and even if I am being insulted, I never want to hurt others with my words and feel terrible. Great.
Well, that part didn't age well.
She said something highly offensive to many, but then she apologised. Perfect. All done with.
Or so you think. Mama Bear, thank you for the super chat. Mama Bear says, Hubs thought he'd sit near me and play his game. Oh, what's he playing? Now I have to teach him what a mukbang is. Oh, dear. Wishing everyone a happy Bunny Day. Happy Bunny Day, mate. I hope you had a fabulous Easter weekend and you're enjoying the chocolates. Please say hi to the husband. Hello. I hope you're enjoying your game. And also, if you ever want to know what a mukbang is, you can ask here.
I'm sorry that I ever explained myself for my comments.
Oh, Lord, this fucking McDonald's breakfast. I remember this one.
About Charlie, about...
Did she end up having like 6 hash browns or something? I think so.
Calling her Cole, because I wasn't being racist. And I firmly believe that, and I should have stood by that. I'm sorry that I ever apologized for that.
Not only was she now not sorry...
That's the Foodie we know.
...for calling Charlie Gold Charlie Cole, but then she went back to using the word Cole.
I used it in my most recent post saying Charlie Cole because that's how black others...
No, because you're ignorant and you're racist. The fact that Chantal was educated on why that is racist, she has filmed, 2, maybe 3 apology videos that she had to take down because at the end of the day, she never meant any of them. So for you to now go on your public platform once again and call me Charlie Cole, it's because you are racist. Just say you're racist.
I really, really like Milk Tea's take on all of this. And I wasn't around at the time, so...
God, we are getting some vintage reactions. It's great.
Over to you, Milk Tea.
I'm sorry that I ever apologized for that, because I know I'm not racist.
What you know and what you said are 2 different things. You knowing your intentions does not change how it sounded, and that was a lot of the point that people were making. They were saying, this has racist connotations. And if someone is telling you that, somebody of colour is telling you, hey, this is offensive, white people in general don't get to decide what sounds offensive to people of other races. That's my major problem with this. I can believe intentions differ. Sometimes people mean to be, sometimes people don't, but you don't get to turn around and say something isn't offensive if someone's telling you it's offensive.
And Foodie's kind of the queen of that, or at least, like, in my mind, from the limited range of YouTube that I watch, Foodie is very much, as I was saying earlier, this wasn't my intention to say it this way. Oh, you took it differently. Oh, it used to mean this back in the 90s. All of that kind of stuff. Like, she can't just acknowledge that, like, words mean different things, and some of them are fucking terrible. So maybe don't use those words.
I used it in my
It's not a hard reach.
most recent post.
Why should I have to change my words? I don't know. Because it's nice. Because it means that you're not horrible. Because it's acknowledging that those words are hurtful to other people. You don't have to use those words.
Say
use better words.
Charlie Cole, because that's how black is your soul is black, not the color of your skin.
You're using it that way now. You weren't using it that way then. You can't retcon this.
I don't want Foodie to get confused. I watched the live stream before I watched Milk T's take on it, or Michael B. Sweaty, or Puppy Syntax. I watched the live before I watched any reactor, and I thought that you were in the wrong, all by myself, with a touch of racism. I know it's a serious subject, obviously, but she's so... I'm trying to think of a word that isn't... I'm trying to just not call her stupid every time. She's so not smart a lot of the times.
The worst part is she thinks she's smart, and that's how she kind of gets caught up in her own trap, because she's consciously, like, convincing herself that she's right. Which is really weird to watch play out. Lauren, thank you so much for gifting 20 channel memberships. That's incredibly generous. Thank you. That's not at all required, but I appreciate it. Welcome back to Zaxu, Amber, Beth, Catalina, M, Claudio Beach Ball, hello, Renee, Victoria, Mandaby? Is it Mandaby? Mandy B. There you go. Yup. Janet, hello. Eileen, hello. Kay, hello. Valyard, Angie, L8, LB, sorry, not L8. I can't read. Just Ducky, Harpy, Flip Flop, Candy, and I think that's everybody it is. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoy the emojis and the gifts from the very lovely Lauren. Please make sure you thank them for the channel memberships.
That it's comical.
I'm telling you. I exercise when I have to. Stop playing the victim.
So what she's doing there is she's saying to Charlie, I can exercise when I want, meaning I can fight when I want. I can exercise when I want.
I don't think that's what she meant.
Foodie, we've seen you exercise.
Yeah, that's Foodie's exercise. I don't think Foodie's thinking fighting when she's thinking exercise. I think that's her. That used to be very much her comeback to anyone being like, I can lose weight, I can change my circumference, I can lose weight whenever the hell I want. What are you going to do about your face? That used to kind of be her vibe when she fought with people. At least I'm prettier than 90% of YouTube. She firmly believes that. This was from a recorded piece of content. I'm pretty sure this was part 1 of my 400-pound life or something like that. She made a very small series entitled My 400-Pound Life, or Day in the Life of a 400-Pound Person, or something like that. And this was from one of those. And I remember watching this being like, girl, your lungs are suffering. And now she's got sciatica.
She walked up and down the stairs one time and almost died. Foodie, you can't act tough when you can't even walk up and down the stairs once without almost dying.
Also, Foodie's version of fighting is just words on the internet. Like...
Serious note, it's very difficult to disagree with anything Charlie Gold said there.
It's because you are racist. Just say you're racist.
Foodie knew it was a racist term that she was using, and she chose to keep using it. People are going to think that you're racist.
And that trend continued, shocking no one.
You keep using a racist term. I don't think that's hard to understand, is it? Is it? I got it, and maybe all this backlash would affect a weaker person, but...
Mr. Snowflake, if you watch this, I just want to say I appreciate your editing and the fact that you put a little bit of a reverb and an echo on that knock on your forehead. That's funny. That's a thinker. I appreciate that one, though. I caught that.
Not Foodie.
If you want to think I'm racist, I don't give a...
Oh, that's handy, because most of your audience now think you're a racist.
Yep.
Good job, buddy.
And a bigot and a homophobe and... a whole bunch of isms.
Foodie was obsessed with reaction channels. She needed something to do. Or should that be someone to do?
So I'm kind of thinking of getting a hotel room somewhere and one night with some company, like a one-night stand. And I want it to be good. Like, I don't want to waste my birthday on crappy sex, you know? So I guess my fupa's healed.
Oh, that's good. I was wondering.
I was thinking of getting a male escort. It's been so long since my whole days. Like,
that's funny.
I googled male gigolo.
In the end, she wouldn't hire a male escort. Sorry, Jimmy.
She was still trying to hit up Craigslist. Remember when we went on a full ride on like the history of Craigslist and whether or not it was up or down in Canada, and wild.
Instead, she would try something else.
So I signed up for Tinder again. You won't believe some of the people I got the pleasure or displeasure of talking to. There's this one guy, he was so hot. This guy was really buff, like super hot. Like, he looked like a model, like an Instagram model. He probably was. He had white teeth. And I was like, ooh.
Just in context, just so everybody remembers, when Chantal says things like, oh my god, he's so hot, he was so handsome, he was so buff, he was an Adonis, specifically the phrase Adonis, I'm pretty sure, if memory serves, Chantal described Old Mate as an Adonis and one of the hottest men she'd ever seen. So maybe we don't take her judgment as, like, objective.
It sounded too good to be true. I thought I'd give it a shot. So he messages me. I mean, it's kind of a turnoff for me when a guy's so like, he had more pictures on his profile than Kim Kardashian, okay? We're talking, and then he says to me, you know, I like a big girl. I like to do a big girl, is what he said. It makes me feel so strong being able to lift a big girl off the ground.
Sorry. Don't look at chat like that, Chantal. They're doing nothing wrong. That gives me... I don't want to make anyone sick, but just reminding everyone, there was a piece of content where Chantal said that Old Mate lifted her during copulation. She said that he lifted her. And then we had a full conversation about the strength building properties of meth, and just what a time. What a time. Marvin, thank you for being here for 3 months. Marvin says, don't forget professional soccer player. Oh, mate, professional soccer player, chef at Chef Cook, what else, like magician. Just, he could turn Coca-Cola cans into bicycles, and truly, that was the piece of content that I feel like we were robbed of. We got so much content, we never saw a bicycle made out of a Coca-Cola can. Which makes me, that was what I was looking forward to the most. I think so, chicken, yeah. Yep. Quick way to a herniated disc, I think.
Girl is what he said. It makes me feel so strong being able to lift a big girl off the ground. Basically, you're using me as an exercise tool to feel better about yourself, to boost your ego.
Yeah, sorry about that, Foodie.
He says to me, can I have sex with your fat rolls?
Actually, I think I've still got an old screenshot of her Tinder profile. No. 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 Woo. No.
I do love a good bit.
No. There we go. Foodie Beauty, age 37. Hobbies include walking up the stairs, then almost dying.
Mm-hmm.
Saying racist things for the lols. Abusing my cats.
That screenshot I have seen so many times.
You can see why I was so...
It haunts me.
She would start to meet some guys. The first one to kick this off was Frank, a subscriber.
Fucking Boba Tea Frank.
Who just happened to be in the area at the time. Most of her fans were on board with this. One person really wasn't. That was a moderator she had, named Karate Joe.
I mean, I remember being particularly like, girl, danger, danger. Stranger danger, what are we doing? What are we doing in the middle of a quarantine, inviting strangers into our car without a mask on? I'm pretty sure actually Frank wore a mask when he got into sharing bubble tea in the middle of the night by the dockside. What are you doing, girl?
I'll be okay, Joe. I'll be okay. Joe is the angel on my shoulder.
Karate Joe, that's a fun name. I bet he's a cool guy.
No, he was not.
Nope.
Nope. Ruthie, thank you for the super chat. Ruthie says, remember Snoopy tossing weights in the gym? Yes, I do. Yes, he bought weightlifting gloves and everything.
Remember him for later?
Oh god, he's so cool, that poopy guy.
Okay, Frank, if you want, I'm in the parking lot, like beside Chat Time Tea, right across from the Petro Canada.
In my opinion, and it's just an opinion, it's not fact. Keep your panties on, Foodie. For now. Ugh. In my opinion, meeting this stranger.
Angelica, I see you.
I don't want to be mean, but it felt like she was meeting him out of desperation to be with anybody.
He's here?
Foodie, desperate? No way. Crazy.
Where? Come into my car. Come in! Here's Frank!
Guys, what's up? It's Frank.
Meeting this guy, meeting this stranger, was completely fueled
Oh, Frank.
by her desperation for attention. Nothing would come from it. The next guy...
And her incessant need to prove it on the internet. Like, I don't know. I do not understand that perspective. Of being like, I need my internet audience to know that I can pull a guy into my car who will buy me a boba tea. Who are you proving that to? And why? Why does it matter? Delulu, thank you for the super chat. Delulu says, remember the topless pics in the middle of the night? Are you talking about the ones where she got out in front of her car and showed us her headlights? Yes, I do remember those.
Showed much more promise to be a main character in the soap opera. This weird soap opera that was Foodie's life. A guy called Nick, who she met online.
Yep, so Nick was the one that apparently made out with her for 15 minutes or something, and then she just needed to get inside his house. Apartment?
On one of these dating apps. And she seemed very, very interested in Nick.
Yeah, I think the Frank meetup was around her birthday. Yes. Yeah, if I remember correctly.
Perhaps a little too interested.
And when he got in the car, he's like, hi. Anyway, gets in, and I grab his face right away. I'm like, you're
Also, no, you're so loud.
the cutest face, and I'm so glad you have nice teeth.
Grabs his face as soon as he gets in the car.
Now it all makes sense with Poopy's cheek pinching. It's a thing. Voodoo, thank you for the super chat. Lovely. Voodoo says, just dropping some love into the stream. Oh, thanks, mate. I hope you had a great weekend. Happy Easter.
I thought she acted a bit weird with him, but apparently it worked.
Oh, we made out.
But it couldn't have gone that well because he immediately blocked her.
I'm not over Nicholas. I know it's messed up. And then
The heart necklace.
for 15 minutes, I really, really feel like
Now Ambi's the queen of the heart necklace.
there was something there. It's a gut instinct.
15 minutes.
Oh, well, see, Chicken, I'm firmly in the camp that Nick was used to make old mate envious or something, you know?
She only met him for 15 minutes and she's this...
And the thing is, with Chantel's desire to make old mate jealous or envious, it wasn't the fact that someone else was spending time with or paying attention to Foodie. It was the fact that Foodie's financial benefits were going somewhere else. And she couldn't even see that. Wild.
Obsessed with him.
I texted him because I'm blocked everywhere. So I texted him like a loser out of desperation. Like, I feel like I need to get into his house.
Get inside his house. All this time I've been worried about the strangers online. It's the strangers that needed to worry.
In the moment, I definitely felt like concern for Foodie. It was just like, why are you meeting up with all of these strange people in just random places? Like Motorcycle Man in the back of like a car park behind a bowling alley. Like just strange, like unaware behavior. We had lots of conversations about like stranger danger and meeting people online and making sure you're doing it in like crowded places where people are around. Go and get a coffee first. Go and get a drink first. Be in public first. Like, take this seriously. But then thinking about it on the flip side, I mean, Chantal is what's the word? Intense. April, thank you for the super chat, lovely. April says, as disgusting as it is, I hope Snowflake includes when Old Mate was live and shows Fruity's knickers. It was iconic. He thought he was embarrassing her, but the joke was ultimately on both of them. The fact that I have burned into my brain, and thank you for the super chat, the fact that I have burnt into the brain, and this is not a direct phrase because I feel like that would blind me, from inside the skull. Paraphrasing, but what was it? What did she say about that when he held up her panties? And she was something about, it was sludge was the word, wasn't it? Crotch sludge? Infected. It was, what was it? Infected goop? jizz, infected something. Anyway, that clearly my subconscious brain is trying to protect me from the specific verbiage. But yeah, Chantal was screaming at the stream saying something akin to, the only reason they look like that is because you're an infected goop? You're infected juices? Something like that. She was basically trying to say the reason why the front of her panties looked rotted away was because of his infected juices. Anyway. Hey, Pretty, thanks for the thank you for the gifted membership, brother. Welcome back to Megan, Plant, Kidders, GC, and CC. Thank you all so much for being here. Please make sure you thank the lovely Pretty for the gift. Thank you, Pretty. I appreciate that.
Like, I don't need to know what he's doing every day. I don't need to know, you know what I mean? Like, not that kind of thing.
I remember her saying that, and me sitting here being like, these two fucking idiots. Oh, God.
I know he blocked me, but...
Hey, Holly, thanks for being here. Thanks for 37 months. Holly says 2 words, peach piss. Never forget the peach piss. Never. And that was such like a, just a scent in the wind. And Nikki Name, thank you for the super chat. I'm sorry I've made you frown. Hopefully we can bring some joy to your day.
So, I don't really care.
Jokes aside, I don't know why I do it. I did start to have a bit of sympathy for her here. I know, I'm sorry, I don't know why I do it. I do know it's because she just came across so desperate. And it's...
Desperate and ridiculous, Foodie's
It's
definition.
that desperation of Foodie's that...
Hey, Dank Frooper, good to see you. I hope you're well. Maybe you could... No.
I think...
Never mind.
Played a role.
I'm actively trying to search out what words she was using in that, like, rebuttal. I'm kind of glad I can't remember.
In the next horrible situation.
So the Egyptian guy is very... Is it like... I don't know if it's like all Egyptian men. Like, he's very, pushy. Like, bossy. Like, tells me what to do. He got mad at me because I didn't want to go over, like, yesterday.
Red flags. Go. Red flags.
He's looking for a relationship.
Parachutes made of red flags.
He's like, you're going to come here and you're not going to want to leave for like a week. And I was just, he's like, he really asked me to move in with him. He's like, come over right now. I'm like, I need to sleep. He's like, we'll sleep together. He calls me. I woke up. There was like 18 missing phone calls on my phone.
He's bossy, aggressive, tells her what to do, gets upset when she doesn't come over.
Is also on meth.
18 missed calls. Obviously, I'm not the biggest Foodie fan out there, but I didn't take any pleasure in hearing how she was talking about this guy.
That's the thing as well. It didn't matter how much you disliked Foodie and, like, hated the way she spoke about people, hated the words that she used, hated her attitude. Like, it didn't matter. Anybody who was watching this at any point in time was actively being like, girl, you are in danger. What the fuck are you doing?
He was treating her. Every time he called her, for some reason, I felt really anxious.
So, oh no. That's the Egyptian guy. Okay, I gotta go. That guy is so pushy. He gets so mad.
He sounded awful. So why was Foodie,
spoilers, he was awful,
this grown woman, allowing herself to be treated like this from a guy who she didn't even know?
Those are weird signs. I know it's already so toxic. But like a part of me can't
loves it.
Help it because he's so into me. Like, it's flattering. Wow, he's so angry and
none of that is flattering, you nincompoop.
Weird, right?
Oh god, I feel like I've been thrust back in time.
From the get-go. Why would I hang out with him? Because he's sexy.
I obviously don't like Foodie Beauty. I don't think she's a nice person. But hearing about this Egyptian guy made me feel very, very uncomfortable.
I...
Same, Lily.
Did go over to the Egyptian guy's house. So this guy is crazy. Like, excuse me. I ended up tiptoeing out of there when he fell asleep. He wanted me to stay. Like, he gets mad easy. Like, I know there's gonna be red flags, but he gets so mad. Like, how come you took so long to get here? So to ease the mood, he starts smoking. He lights up this Moroccan hash, and we get totally and then he like...
Such a good idea. Foodie is just the queen of good ideas. Ali, thank you for the super chat. Love Ali says that ringtone is so triggering now. I agree. No. As soon as I hear it, I'm just like, ooh, the amount of streams where we watched where like old mate would be watching the stream and call Foodie while she was like in the car and stuff, or especially like in the early days. Yuck. Mama Bear, thank you for being here for 27 months. Mama Bear says, wild how happy she looked pre-old mate. Yeah. Well, even early days of old mate. And there were particular times during old mate where Chantel was this happy and it was so fucking weird.
I don't want to say this, but you guys are going to be so... I don't do this on a regular basis. I don't even do it, really. But I did it for some reason. I did it, and I did, like... He busted out, like, a bunch of lines of cocaine.
Ooh.
I know.
I'm genuinely not trying to throw any shade. But...
Please do.
It's a desperation. That's what it came across as. She's so desperate for attention that this horrible, aggressive...
She's so desperate for attention on the second date she smoked a meth pipe off the floor. That sounds like a joke at a roast, but it's not. That's the reality. Fucking wild.
God,
wild.
That's good enough for her. Like, I know people always say Amber copies her partners. Foodie did coke.
Yeah, well, Chicken Pickle, see, it's different. He asked her to move in.
First night, because...
That means it's fine.
This guy did it. I do think Foodie is capable of rational thought.
No.
This wasn't...
I don't. After watching years of Foodie and trying to follow her logic and decision-making, I don't know if rational thought's strength of Foodie's.
One of those times.
Well, speaking of possessiveness, I was messaging on my phone, and I think it was you. And he's looking at me, and he's like, who are you texting? So I didn't know what to say. I was just like...
The first meeting was with the weird guy at the table who wanted to pay Foodie, allegedly, wanted to pay Foodie $50 to play with her boobs. That was the first meeting. And the first meeting was where she met the housemate, who was another woman who had probably been with old mate. And Chantal was the new person.
My friends. He's kind of really rough. Like, he was rough at one point. So banged up and abused. But not in a bad way. See, it's not... He didn't abuse me. It's just that... It's because I mark...
Ma'am...
very, very easily because of my blood thinners. You have bites on your back? Yeah, he bit me a lot, too.
No. I would add to the list of reasons why I don't like him. We've got bruise in her. And I wasn't the only one who wasn't a fan of this chap.
But I recommend avoiding him forever just because he seems clingy in an annoying kind of way.
Yeah, I know. But...
Chantal seems fucking high in this.
But you just have to stink out after that.
Glassy-eyed, like...
That's all. Yeah,
Anyway, dude sounds like a douche.
Like, looking at her eyes now and knowing what we knew about this period of time, I think if you were more keenly aware, perhaps, going back and watching so much of this content, it would be like, oh, like Chantal's actively indulging in substances right now. Sorry, chat, I need to go full frame.
What did you say?
I said, you've hit it. Now quit it. Okay, sounds... I don't like this guy.
It was known as the Egyptian.
And I specifically remember, like, the worst / most obvious instance of Chantal being, like, on substances was that weird Snapchat she did, where she could barely breathe, telling us she loves us all, couldn't stop laughing. Yeah, anyway.
Man. But soon a more appropriate name would start being used.
Mohammed? No, his name's not Mohammed. We'll just call him Boob Abuser. No, I'm just joking. We'll call him Dom. Let's call him Dom. We'll call him Dom, because he's a Dom.
They'd only met once at this point.
Gag.
I wasn't a fan. Pete wasn't a fan. And they'd only met once. I remember researching it. Thinking,
Daisy,
okay,
you're right. She did take a TV and a pillow over there. Yeah, she was moving it.
That's day one. That's night one. What will day two bring? I didn't expect this.
Oh my god. So he's like, hey, do you want to come over tonight and go to an orgy? Like, apparently he knows these people. He has a friend that he works with who's from, like, Cameroon and has, like, he has, like, a 13-inch appendage.
Oh god, this is where we talked about the train.
He showed me a picture of it and I was like...
And the more people that wonder about Dom, the more defensive she became.
On that note, I'm gonna go hang out with my cokehead boyfriend. 3:45.
Hey, Lauren.
And I'm gonna have a good night, so... You guys are so like, oh, that's him. Okay, I gotta go.
Ha!
I gotta call him back.
Triggering, but like, it's a catchy ringtone.
Why is it odd, Karina Kaboom? What the f? He has a mattress on the floor. Who cares? But you're gonna judge him for having a mattress on the floor? Go make more videos about Amber Lynn. What a dumb thing to judge.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the floor mattress, and he wouldn't let you sleep in the bed. He had a specific mattress.
Somebody about, well, you have a mattress on the... Yeah, Layla, but the criticism is stupid.
Foodie's audience, who didn't always show her the
boyfriend,
the most amount of love, were clearly concerned. All silly lolcow stuff was gone now. This was a worrying situation.
I get there. There's another guy there. Basically, his friend, I sit at the table, his friend's so drunk. And then I guess I was on my phone, and then his friend went on his phone. So Dom, he's just like, are you texting each other? I was just like, oh my God. He was being like paranoid. Like, I don't know.
She's so happy in all of this. It's so fucked.
And I'm just like, what? We're not boyfriend and girlfriend.
Like, this type of behavior in a partner, in someone you're seeing, none of that is healthy.
And he's like, no.
None of it. 0%.
No, I'm not. He's like, I don't care if you want to sleep with him. Just be honest about it. And I'm just like, what? Like, I don't even know your friend. He's way too controlling. Like,
Marvin, thank you for the super chat, lovely. Marvin says, on which date should you invite your new boo to the orgy? Asking for a friend.
So controlling and just weird, like jealous and controlling. Like, I can tell you are smitten.
Second date. The first is the in public coffee shop, bar, whatever. Second date. Bun, thank you for the super chat, love. Bun says, I start my new job next Monday. Oh, congrats! We got this. Chat, can we get some hands up and some love and some positive vibes to Bun for the new job? Congratulations, mate. Fingers crossed. It's only a week away. Well, in my time. Thank you for the super chat, love.
Well, yeah, I think so.
The longer this relationship went on, the more I wasn't a fan of it. But then,
Lottie,
out of nowhere,
I won't be seeing.
Life with Ron, thank you so much for gifting 5 channel memberships, mate. I appreciate it. Welcome back to Callie, Jag, Amy, Julie, and Ray. Sorry, Ray, I can't read. Please make sure you thank the lovely Life with Ron for the gifts. Thanks, mate. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a good day. Hello.
Seeing anybody anymore, so it's just gonna be me. I can't get into something like complicated, you know. I have a life.
She did.
That I had goals I was focusing on, and I can't let anything derail me from that. I'm tired of men.
Do something to piss you off, or just bored with them?
I'll tell you the story later.
Okay.
I still remember, like, I know the phrase pupil check is quite overused, and everybody was sick of it by the end of it, but it is interesting watching all of these back, where it's obvious that Chantel's returned quite shortly from old mate's place, and her fucking eyes are saucers, like, blown out.
I didn't know who ended it because
we look at her eyes now and they aren't.
As people say, the first rule with Foodie is, everybody say it, she lies.
I didn't call it quits, I just blocked. So he would have been like, why is she blocking me? I blocked. Like, just...
She literally used to block old mate to get his attention. She'd be like, I'm blocking you on Messenger, but also not on WhatsApp. So if you really want to reach out to me.
Blocked.
And then when Dee Dee came on the scene using Dee Dee as like a messenger pigeon between the two of them. Ugh.
She blocked him and he blocked her. Who knows? Who cares? I was just happy it was over. And now that it was over, Foodie felt comfortable enough to share all the stories from her first week with Dom.
I didn't realize I could have died or overdosed. Like, I think I almost did. Like, for real. It was Molly. Too much of it. Like, way too much.
Now, because I'm a big boring square who wears snazzy cardigans, I had to Google what is Molly. That's not a joke. I did actually Google what is Molly. Turns out it's something called MDMA.
Bloody.
Some hard drug.
Eyeballs a third of the size of her face.
Thankfully, that was the only hard drug Foodie used.
He said that somebody left a pipe at his house.
Oh god. Sorry, it's not funny, but I just remember this. Like the feeling of shock being like, actually, not really shock, but just shock.
Glass tube with a circle, and there was like stuff in it. I could see like leftover. I don't know what it was. He said it was meth. So I did that, just like the one like hoot of it.
Just a hoot, just a little hoot of meth.
There wasn't much left. And then that's when I started my.
What the hell is this? I thought I was covering some Amberlyn Reid clone.
No.
Now it's an Amber clone who smokes random pipes off the floor for that stuff. I've
Mhm.
noticed that both Amber and Foodie use the same line. Reaction channels twist their words.
And
No.
twist my words out of context and try to make me look like a vile person.
Twist my words, and they're trying to create like this situation that's like negative.
And Foodie can think that reaction channels are all evil and they're the bad guys, but reaction channels showed more concern for Foodie's well-being than Foodie did.
I guess all I'm saying is, like, I don't judge her for making these choices. I just hope that she gets the help that she needs regarding it. The thing that
I mean, I was sitting back watching the story, actively saying, like, please, no one do this. Please, no one put themselves in this situation. This is not healthy behavior for anybody. Jeez Louise.
I am more skeptical about, and the thing that I have a lot of questions about and I'm concerned about, is that she makes a lot of excuses for Coca-Cola Man.
I've been scared for her. And were it one of my sisters, were it one of my friends, were it someone close to me in my circle, I've been, are you okay? Come here, are you okay? We're going to hospital, we're getting you checked. And once I was sure she was entirely safe and we had sorted out things, I can slap her in the face and be like, what the f is wrong with you?
And he got a gram. Wrapped it in some tissue, and he said to swallow it because it tastes gross. So he gave me more. I didn't realize.
Oh god, that's right. We explored the concept of parachuting.
You could like OD on this.
Man, we learnt a lot.
You know.
Oh my god, she's so stupid. How can you not think that you can't OD on something like that?
My concern is that Baby Zach utilizing this for content is really dangerous.
She says that she had all the symptoms of an OD. Imagine, like, she puts herself into this scary situation with someone she doesn't even
get distracted by my own stupid face. Often.
know. Would he even take the time to call an ambulance for her?
Wow, what a...
And this was all like circa 2020, so we are talking about like 3.5, 4 years ago.
Bunch of haters, and she can paint the reaction channels as all evil, brain-dead zombies if she wants. But the reaction channels genuinely showed more concern than a lot.
I think Foodie had a really good opportunity to like actually see the concern for what it was in her audience and take that seriously and be like, oh no, maybe you guys are right, like maybe I should. But again, it's that gosh darn defiance in Foodie that just makes her want to actively do the opposite of what everybody is telling her she should.
A lot of her own supporters did.
I had all the symptoms of an
It is wild. It is wild that it was that long ago, because I'm thinking about all of this stuff and it doesn't feel like 3 or 4 years ago. It feels like it's wild.
Hi, Navy wife. Like I did. Like my chest was hurting. I was like, I couldn't stop sweating. I couldn't stop moving. I was throwing up. I was dizzy. Jillian Breaking Bad style. Thanks, Jill.
That's right. And the whole conversation about the meth pipe came about because she said she'd taken too much Molly, and old mate was like, here, just take a hoot of this. It'll calm you down. Seems like terrible medical advice.
Jillian, Andrea, we all like to be. I'm just glad you're okay. And Aries, we don't do well peer pressure either. We love to be bad. Love you, bro. Thank you, Andrea. That's right. Yeah.
This is why I stay out of her chat. Jesus Christ, I would get so mad seeing support for this.
Girl, it's all love with me, but putting this out there, reaction channels are gonna have it field day. Stay strong, baby girl. Love you.
I think that was the strange like line in the sand in her chat as well, because there were people in there being like, girl, get a grip, like none of this is healthy. And so many people in there would be like, no girl, you got this, you live your own life, you don't listen to what anybody else says. And when it comes down to it, it's hard to know the intention of the people who said that in her chat. And perhaps it was just to encourage Foodie along this path of absolute ridiculous nonsense. I didn't think she needed it. Like, all she needed was someone to tell her that it wasn't healthy and she shouldn't do it. And instantly, I feel like she would have actively been like, that's challenge. That's challenge. I'm going to do what I want.
Thank you, Gina.
She could have died. She genuinely could have died, and she acknowledges that.
Pong, yes.
And when you've got reaction channels, more concerned than a lot of her own fans, something's not right. At least the relationship between her and Dom was over. Nobody wanted that to continue any longer, despite what Foodie thinks now.
Most of you still think it's only a matter of time before I return to the dumpster fire life, and some are sick and waiting for this. Some want me back with the abuser for entertainment.
This is a bit dumpster fiery. No, I don't want you back with somebody like that.
Can you imagine?
That's modern Foodie there.
See, personally, I want Foodie back in Canada because she just had more stuff going on. Like, I know we're never going to get a time warp again. I know we're probably not going to, take a visit to the STI clinic again. But at least in Canada, I feel like she had the opportunity to do more stuff, because even, I don't know, even sitting at home like she does in Kuwait doing legitimately nothing, I feel like she has, at least if she gets the Kia, she can go for coffee in the morning, you know?
And she's convinced herself that
in the afternoon.
Want her back with Dom for entertainment. But that's absurd. What kind of person in the right mind would want someone in that type of relationship? What kind of person wouldn't care that somebody was in a horrible abusive relationship?
Foodie.
What kind of person indeed?
Is it Foodie?
When he abuses you, you're a victim. When he abuses Dee Dee, yeah, she does deserve it. I don't give a fuck about her. She's a fucking idiot. She's seen everything that fucking happened. Her and her. I don't give a I honestly.
So for those of you who haven't met this version of Chantal, this is the version of Chantal when Old Mate was stolen away by Dee Dee. Dee Dee was a viewer on Chantal's channel, saw that she was seeing a man and said, I'm a province over. He's mine. And that all played out as it did. Chantal got real nasty. Real nasty around this period of time.
If she gets punched out. I don't care. I don't care if she gets strangled. I don't care. I don't care about her at all. I don't give a fuck about her. She's ugly as and I don't care.
All your own words, Foodie. I didn't have my hand up your ass and I wasn't operating you like a puppet, even though I know that's what you want. All your own words. I haven't heard any reaction channels say anything that vile. Just you, that one. I know she's watching. Hi, Foodie. I hope you like the new cardigan. I did actually buy it when you called me Mr. Cardigan.
It's a snazzy cardigan.
It's a good thing you didn't call me Mr. Gimp Suit. Calm down, stop shouting at the screen. Think, reaction channels aren't the bad guys here. The only bad guys I've seen so far are Dom and you. Anyway, let's just be thankful her and Dom were all over.
I miss the attention. Yeah.
That gap, no glitter. Iconic.
I do. I miss the sex.
I like a lot of the reaction channels I've seen in the Amberverse and the Foodieverse. Not all of them, but the vast majority, I like what I've seen. Because they always seem to catch stuff that I don't think about.
That is the wild thing as well, because watching Mr. Cardigan's documentary series, it's not necessarily that I'm misremembering things or like I wasn't around or whatever, but it is very true. Like, I feel like people pick up so many different things from watching the content, and especially around this period of time, because there was just so much going on, and you'd like go to sleep and wake up and there would be 2 streams and a community post was deleted. And I was fortunate being in Australia because I feel like our timeline was kind of matching up with Foodie's because she was just up all hours of the night. But for everyone else, like, you'd go to bed and wake up and there'd be a million things that happened.
Well, I'm not paying too much attention to because I'm concentrating on other things, and the exact same thing happened here.
The fact that she's, I'm going to rant anyway, but the fact that she's driving on this high as well is really, really dangerous, because she has on live streams after she's come back from this guy, and you can tell she's still off her face because of the way that she's gurning and the massive saucer eyes.
So this week she also said that, like, she didn't remember some stuff. Like, she didn't remember, I still have this purple shirt, driving home, or she didn't remember the morning after. She is reckless. Mm-hmm. Remember when she was saying 10 minutes ago, no, I'm not out here normalizing it. No, but her chat's normalizing her behaviour, which in turn is being recorded, produced, and monetized.
I didn't even...
Yeah, actively encouraging Foodie, being like, oh no, girl, you live your life, you do the damn thing. Meanwhile, she's out there getting fucking wrecked, sneaking out of Old Mate's place, obviously under the influence, and driving home. Great idea. Great idea, Foodie. Terrible idea, don't do that. Putting both yourself and other people in danger by getting behind the wheel of a car after a night on the pipe. K Spree, hello, thank you for the super chat, love. K Spree says, I'm behind, but when Chantal makes her noises in the Ramona roleplay, my cat's knocked over my water glass. Oh no! She does suck. Thank you for the super chat. I'm sorry, mate.
Think of that. Yeah, obviously. Driving home while still under the influence of stuff. She spent that first night doing stuff with them, drove home, and those other nights would drive home the very next day, very early the next morning.
I didn't drive under the influence. That's bull. You need to get over that.
I would often argue that she was driving impacted because she was quite clearly under the influence of something. If she says, "Oh, I don't want to say I'm under the influence," okay, but you're impacted by it. Your driving is not. You are not 100% aware of what the fuck's going on behind the Kia.
I'm driving the car, but I'm trying to position this so that
Hmm.
I'm gonna be driving.
Oh my god, the emojis, Lottie. Yeah, when they first got introduced to the live stream titles.
And not looking at the chat. I'm like
A challenge.
seriously so hungry, guys. And I really am up to no good. I mean, I'm beezing right now.
Her voice sounded very slurred to me at the beginning there. She'd been up all night beezing and then left super early the next morning to go get a McDonald's breakfast.
And this was during a period of time where Chantal probably could have organised alternative transport, but she was the driver.
Again, she'll think all reaction channels are big haters, but it's obvious to me she was driving.
Oh, Nis, 100%, yes.
While still under the influence of all that crap. Even if you don't agree with me that she was definitely driving while still affected by all the rubbish she was taking, you can't deny she's not good at driving.
I think it's got a lot of evidence in distracted driving. Fun chat! Driving, which include not looking at the road, hands not being on the wheels.
Look how tiny my shoulders are. Look at that. That's wild.
Drinking, talking, reading the camera, looking at the camera, reading.
I remember this. This was like heavy calorie deficit pulpy.
In the chat, like lots of things.
I was so tired.
In this, screaming distracted driving.
I don't care how
I'm doing a lot with my hands.
concerned you are. You don't like it? You don't like my rages? Then guess what? You don't gotta be here. Oh, reported for dangerous acts. Good for you. You can do something with your life. I'm not gonna drive. I don't have to drive with both hands on my wheel. It's not a law.
She just needs to
No, but you should, dear.
pull over.
Quite often she would be mad on a live stream being like ragey with the hands. Just the entire audience slightly clenched being like maybe one hand on the wheel would be nice. Just one.
If she's gonna have a rage,
Bloody.
like a toddler, or just
feels
calm
good.
down. Have you
Feels
tried
good.
calming down? Works really well. No one's life is worth risking because you're rent.
The chair looked bigger for me then. It definitely did. There's definitely been an increase in width.
And then raving about, I don't know, Charlie Gold or anything. It's not worth it. Pull over and then act like a fool. Even when she isn't raging, she's just not a good driver.
To Monroe.
Fucking she's on the phone about to order food. There's the time the entire front bumper of the Kia was removed because she kept hitting curbs. And then the pole she hit in the Macca's drive-through. She's not very aware of what's going on.
Hello? Hello? Hi, can I place an order for a pickup? Yeah, go ahead. I need 2 chicken au gratin meals.
There's one clip out there where she, it looks like she goes to sleep.
I feel quiet today, guys.
Foodie often looked like that.
Tired.
I know our Die-Hard fans will. That's what's going to happen to Foodie, actually, isn't it? She doesn't stop overeating Die-Hard.
The thing is, like, she hasn't got Die-Hard fans anymore.
I know our Die-Hard fans will think.
She's got like 5 people who have been in her chat for like years. But that's just not, like, they're not around anymore.
It's not a big deal. She's never crashed. She's never been driving while under the influence. You need more proof than reaction channels. Oh, Pete!
Extremely little sympathy for people who drive drunk. And yes, I did yell at Chantal once for that.
I knew I liked Pete for a reason. Well done, Pete. I hope you're enjoying X-Men 97.
Pete, it's me, your old pal Wolverine.
This is silly. I like it.
Beauty, drink, and drive, Bob. Someone could get hurt.
Just when you think she can't.
Also, who's watching X-Men 97? Let me know how it's going. Because I gotta wait for it to finish and then I'll watch the entire thing at once.
Sink any lower. Boom! Drunk driving. And my reliable source wasn't 4chan or Kiwi Farms. It was your best mate, Pete's. So kick off with Pete's. Sorry, Pete, I've just thrown you under the bus, mate. Sorry. You know, every time I feel a little bit of sympathy for her.
It's like she's watching the road with her third eye. That is funny.
She'll do something and I'll go, oh, why did I feel sympathy for her? Why do I never learn? I do it every time. And if you think driving while drunk's bad, here's some more clips to help you like her some more.
Oh no, I think that...
God, I thought we were going to get flashed for a moment.
There's bunny rabbit hair all over my car. It's not funny.
No, it's not. Why are you laughing? You're insane.
I just see the little frog. do ignore people. Do you know? Oh my god, there's a frog coming! I don't want to kill them and run them over. Why are they doing this? There's like these weird frogs crossing the road.
Not only is she road rage deleting stream, she's also out killing frogs.
What are you meant to say to that? She's running over animals and laughing away. I've said
It's the laughing
before,
and the murdering, but also the laughing.
joking about bad things isn't necessarily bad. Often it's needed.
Like, frogs on the road are going to be a hard thing to avoid. I'd assume pulling over would be the smart response. Or just like even flipping the camera around and not laughing hysterically about it.
The other day I heard a story about two guys who work in a hospital and they deal with dead bodies. And
Oh, Samantha, it's good so far. Very good. Ooh, everyone's liking it. Okay.
and they're very jokey about it all. And I think that's the perfect job where you have to have a sense of humour, otherwise you'd just be so depressed. So joking about a bad thing isn't necessarily bad. But Foodie, again, I think there's something missing. I'm not saying any genuine feelings about it. It's just like, oh, I killed those things. Oh well, tra-la-la-la-la. Something's missing for me. Driving drunk, still affected from drugs from the night before, running over animals and laughing like she's a bad guy in a horror film. Doesn't get much worse than that, does it? Yes, it does. Much, much worse. I'm really sorry about the next bit. Here we go. Remember Foodie's moderator, Karate Joe, from earlier?
Joe, relax. Jesus. I'm not destroying my health. Jesus. I hate it. I don't even like it, Joe. I don't care if Karate Joe's mad. I'm honestly sick of you giving me shit for everything anyway, honestly.
I know Joe means well, but him and others are very, you should be doing this, you should be doing that, blah, blah, blah. I know Joe cares about me. Joe is, obviously I love Joe.
And Joe's my YouTube hubby, but I'm a good judge of character.
Foodie.
Ooh, good touch on that one.
Historians will know exactly what's coming for the rest of you. I'm very sorry. People found out who Karate Joe really was, and who he was a predator. Foodie had already fallen out with Joe before people found out who he really was. They fell out when
Sorry, chat. I should have said gross.
and she was seeing Dom, and he was all worried and being protective, and they stopped being friends because of Dom.
Okay, Joe, goodbye.
Foodie learns about who Joe really was.
Yeah, I did not long ago.
That's the thing that always gets me. There was a lot of talk about Foodie like speaking to Joe offline, and like I specifically remember WhatsApp being the talking point, and ugh.
She couldn't stop stuffing
Also,
her face.
she looks also types of fucked up in that context.
Yes. That's not a normal reaction. And if she thinks it is, you can get in the bin. It's not.
I don't even know what to say about that. So, I mean, I'm like shocked. How? Well, I know something like that. I'm shocked, but I'm not. No, honestly, you never truly know somebody, but I'm like in disbelief. I'm in like disbelief a little. Well, yeah, you are vile in every way.
Does Lockma? I think it's Lockma.
Anyway, we would get a more normal response from her.
I have no comment about Karate Joe. I don't know the circumstances of everything. I don't know anything. Like, I just don't even want to talk about it at all. Like, I don't want to go there, like at all. I don't know.
I watched that and I thought that's a bit better. This guy who you considered your friend turns out to be a monster, and you don't want to talk about it. You don't even want to think about it. I totally get that. I don't even want to think about it. It's too upsetting that I could be friends with somebody like that. I totally get a response. Fine, that's fine. But then she ruined it.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but like when it comes to sex offenders, registered sex offenders,
God, I remember this take, and it is terrible.
feel like, I don't know, like I just feel like if somebody pays their debt to society I'm not saying like, yes, okay. I just like, you know what I mean? Like, it's okay for there to be unforgivable acts. Not everyone deserves redemption. Yeah, that's true, actually. But I don't know. I find it just, I don't know. Humans are flawed. Oh, I went out!
Anybody defending Foodie Beauty after that, what the hell's wrong with you? I don't want people harassing Foodie. I don't want people harassing her fans. But just remember...
Yeah, Ali, very well said.
Foodie, or one of her fans she has left, ever criticise you, just remember, Foodie thinks that after a predator has served his time, she thinks meh. She said in episode 1 that I didn't use her own words.
No, it's not my own words. It's not my own words. That's the thing. He didn't use my own words. Like, some of the stuff, yeah.
So, let me be very clear about what your words were about a man who sexually abused the child. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. When it comes to registered sex offenders, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like if somebody pays their debt to society, I'm not saying like, yes, okay, I'm just saying like, you know what I mean? Why wasn't the response like, he's a monster, throw away the key, he's evil, it's normal? Why wasn't the response normal? Why was it, I'm going to say it again, because it's your words, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. When it comes to registered sex offenders, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like, if somebody pays their debt to society, I'm not saying like, yes, okay, I'm just saying like, you know what I mean? And we're not done there.
Friday Joe told me that once. He's like, I want to use a cucumber on you. Now that creeps me the hell out. I'm not gonna lie.
It's the like, ugh. This, ugh. A list of things is wrong.
She just doesn't get it. She already knew at that point he was a monster. And then she's on camera laughing away about it. Laughing away about he wanted to use a cucumber. Ha ha ha. Again, if it was somebody who I could tell if I knew had genuine human emotions and they're joking about something bad, joking about a bad thing isn't bad. But with her, it just makes me even now as I'm saying it, I can feel how uncomfortable I am. I'm going to be completely honest, I'm fed up of dealing with these overweight lol cows who act horrendously and then think anybody who says I wasn't okay with that, thinks that anybody who has a problem with it is just a blind hater. Fine, I'm a hater. I was just a normal guy making silly videos about lol cows in his mum's basement, and now I'm an official Foodie Beauty hater. I'll have to get some merch made, get some t-shirts made up.
I was going to suggest t-shirts.
Obviously you're not going to be a fan of me, Foodie. Good. I don't want anybody who has sympathy for... Wasn't just Joe, was it, you said? You said people like that. I don't want anybody who has sympathy for monsters like that to be a fan of me. So that's including you, your fans. I don't want your fans to be fans of me. I'd be concerned if there were. How can anyone defend her again? It doesn't make sense unless...
The wildest thing is that like all of those talking points were years ago, and she continued to have ride or dies like all the way through. And there's still people hanging out in her chat who acknowledge that Foodie has said all of these things and thinks this way. And it's just like, yeah, everybody else is just a hater. People don't like you because you're overweight and you fail at diets. And no, she's a bad person. She's a terrible person. I don't see how people don't see that.
You think how she does? Because I just don't understand how anybody at this point can ever defend her again. I can only assume you're okay with the stuff she's done. Because anybody with a normal thinking brain would feel like I'm feeling, wouldn't they? Is it me? I feel like I'm going mad.
Oh yeah, Karate Joe died. I saw that. Yeah. Yeah, from what I remember, like before I found out, like all of the stuff that went down with him,
He wasn't very healthy because when I would talk to him, he would like be on the floor all the time and stuff.
The fuck does that mean?
She had sympathy for a genuine predator, somebody who had done evil stuff to a child. She didn't give a response I was happy with. I thought that the driving while under the influence would be the worst thing in the episode.
Yeah, Ali. Yeah.
But,
just full acknowledgement of private conversations.
and maybe it is, I don't know, but the having sympathy for people like that makes me have a bigger uncomfortable feeling in me. I don't care what she says in a foodie rage after this goes up, the second after this goes up. And again, my credible research isn't Kiwi Farms or anywhere. It's you. It's stuff you've said. It's your own words.
The interesting thing on that is that Foodie consistently will argue that I was a different person. It was a different time. This, that, and the other. And when we say it was like 3 or 4 years ago, for a lot of us, it's like, oh wow, that was like 3 or 4 years ago. But we're still the same person from 3 or 4 years ago. Sure, we make mistakes and we say terrible things, and sometimes we have awful takes, and like obviously no one is fault free. But like, it's not a one-off, I guess, for Foodie. You know, there's kind of forever been a mounting list of terrible things that Foodie has said or done that she never acknowledges as terrible, and refuses to learn from, refuses to change because people will keep telling her, hey, that's not good or nice, and she will just turn around and say, well, that doesn't matter, fuck you.
And isn't up your ass making you say this stuff. Nobody's making you say this stuff. Nobody's making you go, where is that? I've lost the sheet now. I'm having sympathy for these people. It's all you, and it's all as evil and as sick as I can imagine anybody being. And you don't have to be a parent to be outraged and disgusted. You just have to be a normal human being who isn't okay with people abusing children. Like that kid. And all the kids who have gone through that. It's like Foodie says. She says, after they've served the time, meh. But is it fine for that kid? After 5 years, is all forgiven now? Is everything fine for that kid? No. It's going to affect them when they're a kid, when they're a young adult, when they're middle-aged, when they're old. It's going to affect them negatively, massively, for the rest of their life. And how long serving your time, like, is 5 years all right? Is 2 years all right? Is 6 months all right? Oh, he did all this unspeakable stuff to a kid, but he sat in a small room with bars on the window for 6 months. So all's forgiven. Like, I was meant to be making silly videos with loads of fart noises in about silly lol cows. And now we're talking about this stuff, and it just, I feel out of my depth. And thinking about it now, it's crazy that this isn't going to be the last time she defends a predator, but we'll get to that in another episode. Are you still going to cry and have rages in the car about one person not liking you or disagreeing with something you've done when you're, how old are you now? Is this out on your birthday? It might be. Happy birthday. Are you still going to be doing this when you're 41, 42, 40?
Good energy.
43, 40, if you get to 44. Are you still going to be raging
Hi,
like
Elaine.
this? And I'm not trying to be funny there, saying, if she's still here when she's 44, whatever. I haven't seen many people her size live past 40 odd, whatever. So she's spending the last years of her life just raging like a big baby and defending predators. Time well spent, eh? Yeah, I think you can class this as a snowflake rage. It's pretty tame compared to hers. I'll work on it. I'll try and get better for you. I'll try and get better. Everybody who's watched my channel before will know that I'm a big fan. It's my whole shtick, using the characters' words against them.
If you have valid criticisms for me, if you have something super transformative, go for it.
The big now energy.
Thanks very much, Foodie. I'm guessing you won't be raging now because I've done exactly what you said. You're still going to rage, aren't you? You're going to rage for about 3 hours and then say, but I didn't watch it.
And then the irony is that you're going to sit there and call out my lies in a documentary, which I haven't seen any yet, by the way. I haven't seen any yet, so.
You know what you should do? You should start off raging about me, rage about my cardigan, and then start going off about French Fried Girl and Charlie Gold. Try not to call her that name though. Try your best. Say you don't care about 40 times, and then do another few rants in the week. That's what you should do. Or you can rant about.
Oh, Lily has a good note. Foodie's always been destined to get worse with time. The more people tell her to do better and work on herself, the more entrenched in being awful she becomes. That's her defiant nature. 100%. 100%. I mean, we kind of have all experienced that, like, in real time with her, watching from, like, recorded and produced pieces of content where her story times were kind of weird and gross and problematic, through to, like, unedited, never unfiltered, at least her talking points being unfiltered during live streams where she's on substances, off substances, rage fueled, angry at her chat, crying because something terrible's happening in her world, and her expecting sympathy, meanwhile not understanding that people aren't sympathetic towards her because she's terrible. Doesn't take any accountability, acknowledges none of her faults, doesn't try to... And she'll say now that she's working on being a better person and I'm not that person and blah, blah, blah. But, like, acknowledging past faults and, like, taking accountability for past stuff and saying that you'll work on things and actively working on opinions and attitudes and even when it comes down to, like, the words that you choose to use, right? Chantel's shown none of that. She says she's a changed person, but she's not. She still gets mad at on the internet, still insults people, throws slurs around, like... She's just, like, I will continue to argue that she's the same person that she was in Canada. She's just in Kuwait now.
How I thought you deserved the Dom stuff, because you totally missed the point of that section. I've no doubt you missed the point of that section.
You know what? I bet part 2 is going to be victim shaming, because I can tell the tone. He's just listening to haters as his, like, credible sources of information.
You can kick off with me all you like, but I'm only able... And other channels are only able to make content out of you because of stuff you've done. You don't have to worry, Foodie. This isn't going to be an 18-part series like I did with Amber. It's going to be a lot less, and then it's all over, and then you can kick off with other channels. Kick off with the reaction channels again. Kick off with Pulpy. He deserves it. Anyway, that's enough for me. I can feel myself droning on. Sorry. Everybody, go hop over to the Predator sympathizer. Go hop over to her channel after this. The second this goes, it's done. And I'll see you all in episode 3. I'll go put Jimmy in the dryer now. Right. See you later, everybody.
Oh, there's more. Or is it credits? Oh no, it's a dryer noise.
Hi everyone. Mr. Snowflake's just put me in the dryer to get him a thing.
This is some nonsense.
He likes to play. Oh, why don't you take me pants off?
Poor Jimmy. So disrespected. Alright, chat. No, I know. It is very funny, the back and forth with Mr. Snowflake. I very much enjoy it. Chat, thank you all very much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you. I hope you had a fabulous weekend. I hope you enjoyed your chocolate. I hope you spent time with friends, families, loved ones, or by yourself. Just make sure you're feeling good this weekend. And just be better than Foodie. That's not a hard ask for anyone. Anyway, can't wait till she's back once her band's done. We'll get to catch up, and I'm sure she'll have thoughts and opinions on Mr. Snowflake's docuseries, or maybe she'll just tease us all and fully not acknowledge it. But we will see. For those of you on the rewatch, I appreciate your comments, opinions, and eyeballs. Chat, you've been lovely, and I've been Pulpy. And now I'm going to go make some lunch, because it's 2 o'clock. So thanks all for being here. If you'd like to hit the like button on the way out, I'd appreciate that. Have a great weekend for those of you who are still on the weekend. And I'll see you all in the next video and or live stream.